He didn't look like a prince anymore. In that BBC interview, Prince Harry appeared completely lost, not just tired, but hollow. The sparkle, once synonymous with the cheeky royal, was gone. In its place, a drained, distant man, wary of the world, detached from himself. You didn't need to be a therapist to feel it. Something inside him had changed, and not for the better. Thomas Markle Jr. didn't sugarcoat it. When asked what or who he thought was behind Harry's collapse, his response was sharp and certain: Meghan, not influencing, orchestrating. From the outside, it looks like a movie. Scripted performance. Meghan in the spotlight as a modern-day Diana, not just adored, but misunderstood, and Harry cast as her loyal but fractured co-star. Every moment in public feels choreographed. Every statement rehearsed, as if Harry's words aren't his own anymore, like he's reading from a script handed to him seconds before the cameras roll. And that idea that he's not in control is haunting. Okay? Because this isn't the Harry we once knew. That Harry, who is vibrant, wild, grounded in his charm. He danced at festivals, laughed with strangers, and threw himself into good causes. With real passion, but now he speaks like a man under siege, waging war on his family, the media, his homeland. And while Harry spirals in public, Meghan glides online, glowing, promoting her brand, sharing polished photos, and dropping podcasts about her skincare routine. Never been happier, she says. The contrast is jarring. One person collapsing under the weight of something unseen, while the other floats above. It all in curated perfection. Tom doesn't bite his tongue. He says Meghan isn't just inspired by Diana. She's trying to become her. Not in essence, but in narrative. Domain names, cryptic interviews, carefully constructed myths of victimhood. But there's a difference. Diana had grace, she had compassion. Tom claims Meghan only has ambition. Every move, he says, feels staged. Every smile meant for the lens. And somewhere behind the curtain, a family disappears. No one sees them. Anymore. Not Meghan's father, not even King Charles. And that's no coincidence. According to Tom, it's deliberate. The kids. Leverage. The family. Cropped out of frame. She talks about unity while cutting everyone off, including the man who gave everything to help her rise. The signs were always there, Tom says. Like when Meghan divorced her first husband, Trevor. No conversation, no goodbye. It's just mailed. The ring, and vanished. Trevor, who adored her, became expendable the moment he didn't fit the plan. And now, he sees that same pattern with Harry. Control, shrink, discard, rinse. Repeat. There's a moment that still lingers. When Harry claimed his own father and the British government didn't want him protected, that someone might want him dead. Think that if he brought Meghan and the kids back to the UK, they'd face the same fate as Diana. It didn't just sound paranoid. It sounded implanted. To Tom, it was obvious. Meghan's fingerprints were all over it. The fear, the conspiracy, the script. It built an identity, not just as a couple, but as victims. Denied protection, hounded by tabloids, betrayed by the crown. But the deeper you look, the shakier it all seems. Even the Queen reportedly asked them to stop using royal titles for personal promotion, and Meghan ignored her. She didn't just use the title, she clung to it. Why? Not for service, not for duty, but for branding, for power. The monarchy gave her a platform. She turned it into a stage. She didn't want to be part of the royal family. She wanted to own. It she came with Hollywood gloss and a publicist's playbook. Broke tradition, bent rules. And when the palace resisted, she flipped the narrative from privilege to persecution. And in the process, her real family disappeared. Tom says it started after college, especially in Canada. Meghan became cold. Dismissive, sharp. Her tone toward her own father shifted. The man who sacrificed everything to fund her dreams was suddenly beneath her. And then he was gone, just like Trevor, just like everyone before the fame. To Tom, it's not personal. Strategy. Relationships don't seem emotional to her, they're transactional. Serve her image or get cut. Her siblings gone, her dad ghosted, old friends forgotten. She's building a life that looks flawless from the outside, perfectly lit, perfectly filtered, everything that doesn't fit. Edited out except Harry. Harry can't be cropped. He's the royal blood, the ticket, the connection. And that's why Tom doesn't think she'll leave him. Not yet. Not until there's nothing left to gain. But once the titles are stripped once, William makes that move, it all changes. No titles means no leverage, no royal cachet, no relevance. And that's when it really gets interesting. Because that's when Harry might finally see what everyone else has seen for years. When the curtain falls, and it will, he may find himself standing alone in the ruins of a life he barely recognizes. And the saddest part? Everyone around him saw it coming. Thomas Markle Jr. tried to warn him. He even wrote a letter before the wedding, practically begging Harry to step back and think. He wasn't trying to attack him, he was pleading with him, because if Meghan could turn on her own blood without hesitation, why wouldn't she do the same to him? But Harry swept up, smitten, lost in the whirlwind, didn't listen. Now he's living the consequences. And the isolation he's drowning in. That didn't happen by accident. Tom believes Meghan designed it. She slowly, systematically cut off every voice that kept Harry grounded, his brother, his father, even his closest friends. She built a world around him that echoed only her voice, her thoughts, her plans. And inside that bubble, Harry didn't just lose perspective, he lost himself. What's left now is a man who repeats the same scripted phrases, shows up to interviews like a ghost, and smiles only when a camera demands it. And then there's the deeper tragedy, the children. Archie and Lilibet have never met their grandfather, King Charles. They've never met their grandfather, Thomas, either. The family tree has been clipped at the roots. And for what? Meghan says it's about safety. Tom calls it what it is, manipulation. Children used not for protection, but for power. Kept hidden not from harm, but from connection. Because in this game, isolation is control. And now as Meghan's carefully built image starts to crack, the desperation is peeking through. Her latest ventures, lifestyle products, podcasts, polished websites, feel forced, frantic. They're beautifully packaged but hollow, shouting, "Look at me." What? The world quietly scrolls past. It's branding without soul. She's chasing the billionaire lifestyle mogul image, without realizing the one thing she's missing can't be bought: authenticity. And yes, the talk of reconciliation will come. Eventually, she'll try to spin the redemption arc, maybe. A glossy docuseries about reconnecting with family, maybe a photo op dripping in false warmth. Tom's already bracing for it. He knows it won't be real. It never is. It'll be for the narrative, for the brand. Burn the bridge, then sell the healing story when it suits the image. That's the pattern. That's how she works.
F4.
Harry Tom has just one message. Wake up. It's not drama, it's concern. Because what's slipping away isn't just family. It's Harry himself. The man who used to light up a room with charm and mischief is now someone who fades into silence, afraid to speak, unsure of who he is without the script. Tom's prediction is chilling in its clarity. Once the royal titles are stripped for good, Meghan's calculation will shift. Without Duke or Duchess, there's no branding value left. No headline weight, no royal shine. And when that moment comes, Tom believes she'll leave. Maybe quietly. Maybe in a blaze of media glory. But she'll go. And Harry, he'll be left with nothing. No title, no family, no direction. Just a harsh spotlight and the echo of choices he never really made for himself. And the world will watch not with malice, but with heartbreak. Because this was never a fairy tale. It was a warning. It's a real-time cautionary tale. And it's still unfolding.